Welcome back, everyone. Today's explainer is, well, it's a truly special one. We're looking at a topic that is absolutely inevitable, yet somehow it's incredibly difficult to fully process. We're talking about Cristiano Ronaldo's retirement and asking the big question, is the greatest chapter in sports history actually coming to an end? We're going to take an emotional and highly structured retrospective look at the incredible playing career of a true global icon. We'll trace the journey, analyze that unparalleled mindset, and explore the massive legacy that will be left behind when the final whistle officially blows on his time on the pitch. So, I want you to start by just taking a moment to imagine something. Imagine waking up one day, picking up your phone or turning on the TV, and hearing the news that, let's be honest, every football fan around the globe has been dreading. It's a day that absolutely has to come. But what actually happens to the sport when the greatest chapter ends? When a figure who has literally dominated the global stage for over 2 decades finally steps away? The source material we're exploring today captures this sentiment perfectly. It forces us to confront the reality of a footballing landscape without its most relentless competitor. There it is. Cristiano Ronaldo has retired. Wow. Just let those 4 words sink in for a second. Because, as our sources highlight, for millions of fans across the world, that moment won't just mark the end of a single football career. No way. It's going to feel like the absolute end of a monumental era. It's the closing of a book that so many of us have been reading since we were kids. It is a seismic shift in the world of sports, representing the departure of an athlete who completely redefined what was physically and mentally possible on a football pitch. Okay, Section 1, the day football stops. And moving right along to Section 2, from Madeira to greatness. Okay, let's dive into this. His journey begins as a young boy growing up on the small island of Madeira, Portugal, far, far away from any sort of luxury. So what was the bridge between that boy and his massive legacy? Relentless hard work, strict discipline, and this incredible burning desire to improve every single day. He earned his way to the absolute pinnacle, transforming into one of the most famous athletes the world has ever seen. It's really the ultimate testament to the idea that your starting point doesn't have to dictate your destination, Not if you're willing to put in the unprecedented work. Which brings us to Section 3, an unstoppable winning mentality. I mean, just look at this output. We are talking about league titles across multiple different countries, proving he could adapt and completely dominate anywhere he went. We're talking about lifting the UEFA Champions League trophy several times, ruling Europe's most elite competition. Then you have the historic international success with Portugal, literally carrying the hopes of his entire nation on his back. And of course, the countless broken records along the way. I really want to emphasize how his name became completely synonymous with consistency, dedication, and just an unstoppable winning mentality. He didn't just break records, he shattered the ceiling of what we thought a football player could achieve over a 20-year span. Greatness brings everyone together. This is a super fascinating point raised in our sources. In a sport that is fiercely tribal, where rivalries deeply, deeply divide fans, Ronaldo's achievements have commanded universal respect. Even his biggest, most bitter rivals have shown immense respect for what he's accomplished. It really proves that his legacy transcends your normal fan divisions. When you witness someone operating at the absolute peak of human capability for that long, you kind of just have to applaud it, no matter which team's jersey you happen to be wearing. All right, Section 4, more than just trophies. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the deeper psychological impact of his career. Let's define the Ronaldo mindset. Our source material points out that he taught people to believe that talent alone is never enough. It requires continuous sacrifice, intense discipline, determination, and just a complete refusal to give up after a failure. So the crucial point here is that this specific mindset didn't just win football games. It became a global phenomenon. It inspired athletes not just in football, but across literally every single sport. And it even inspired people far beyond the world of athletics in their everyday lives and careers. Because when people think of Cristiano Ronaldo, they don't just remember a player or a stat sheet. They remember the raw passion. They remember that unwavering confidence. They remember those unforgettable, electric nights under the stadium lights. They remember a man who always believed that the impossible was simply just another challenge waiting to be overcome. For fans, growing up watching him score these impossible, gravity-defying goals or perform his iconic Suyu celebration, it meant that his matches became actual family traditions. These are unforgettable memories that actively united lovers of the game across the entire globe. And that leads us to Section 5, Legends Live Forever.
And this brilliantly illustrates the stark contrast between the physical loss of his retirement and his enduring impact. On the pitch, yeah, football will officially lose a superstar, leaving a permanent empty spot. But his retirement will leave an equally massive space in the hearts of millions. Even long after he hangs up his boots, his influence is going to continue through young players watching his old highlights on repeat and kids everywhere wearing the number 7. His records will stand as these massive milestones, inspiring future generations to dream bigger than ever before.
Legends are never forgotten because, well, legends never truly disappear. They live forever through the sheer volume of memories they create. If the day comes soon when Cristiano Ronaldo announces his retirement, football won't simply be losing a player, it'll be saying goodbye to one of the absolute greatest to ever step onto the grass in the history of the beautiful game. But his records, his mindset, and the pure joy he brought to millions, that will remain forever. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to turn this over to you, the viewers. What is your all-time favorite Cristiano Ronaldo memory? Was it one of those impossible, gravity-defying goals? Was it watching him lift a historic trophy for his club or his country? Or was it simply the energy of doing the famous Sue celebration with your friends in the backyard? Dive into the comments and share your favorite moments with us. Let's create a huge tribute to a player who gave us everything he had. Thank you so much for joining me today to explore this incredible journey. Keep learning, keep pushing your limits, and I'll see you in the next explainer.